Hey there, Blue Rockers. Welcome to Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis. I'm Connie Willis, and this is Crypto Connie Tuesday. Yay! We've made it another day. Hey, everybody. We've got a lot of really good, interesting information tonight that you're going to want to know. Thank those of you that are new here. Thank you for subscribing. Please share this with other people. It's Blue Rock Talk, Earth's most interesting conversations. That includes people, places, and things. And 9 p.m. Eastern across the board, Tuesday through Friday. We have some really great shows for you. Of course, tonight is Crypto Connie Tuesday. It is all about cryptocurrencies, not cryptozoology, cryptocurrency. That's another night, okay? Stan Larimer is usually with us, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a second. Far Out Thursdays is something that we also have. That's a remote viewing, aliens, UFOs, bees making honey. Bigfoot Friday, that speaks for itself. And yes, I went over the weekend, had a great time with Sasquatch Journey. More details on that soon. And also coming soon, Wasted Wednesdays, a serious look at the cannabis industry. Coming soon, not yet. Hold your horses. I know. You guys have been waiting a while. I get the emails. It's coming. And then Stan's Bible lecture, 2 p.m. Eastern, every Sunday as well. Now, speaking of Stan, he will not be with us tonight only because nothing bad like before. He's doing great. However, and a lot of you Blue Rockers are going to be upset with him because I know a lot of you might be preppers. Yep. He went ahead and got a flu shot. He got a flu shot and got the flu. Yep. You can all send all your hate mail to him for that at the address down below. Yeah, it's like, did you get sick from the flu shot or the flu? He was like, good question. So he may be out there listening to us tonight. You may get to see him in the live chat, but he's not feeling good. He and his wife, they're sick. So please say a nice, something nice to them in the live chat. Say hello for sure, but also send a little prayer so that they can heal. I mean, my gosh, it's like Stan is just getting beaten alive, isn't he? Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. He's on his 9th life, I think, as in the kitty cat world. All right, I think we have everything else done. I want to let you know that we are broadcasting on 3 Facebooks, maybe 4, 2 Twitters, Vim TV, which is on Steam it, blockchain, and I think there might be some more. Later on, I'll put it on WHALESHARES, STEEM it, and all the way across the board so that everybody gets a chance to learn about BEOS. So the other things to mention to you is we have merch now, Blue Rocker merchandise. It either says I'm a Blue Rocker or Blue Rock Talk, or even for Stan, we got some Bible Blue Rocker mugs. So please look down below. You'll see a store for merchandise, and you'll also see a store on there too for a lot of really neat books that people have or different equipment that I use here on Blue Rock Talk. So take a look at that. If you'd like to support Blue Rock Talk and Crypto Connie, well, please do it in crypto. And that's down below, all the different links, as well as I do have a Patreon account. You can check that out too. All righty, now let's get underway. Let's talk about something here. Now, keep in mind questions later from the live chat. Absolutely. Is everybody doing okay over in the live chat? Let's make sure everybody's good. You always got to say hi and make sure we're all good. See here. Dun-dun. How we doing? Let me get in the live. While you're here, please hit that like button. Appreciate that. Okay. Golly. I tell you, YouTube's been doing some weird things lately, everybody. So right now in the live chat, I don't see you, so make sure you say hello. There's Pat Con Electric. So great. Thank you very much. Make sure you say hello. Talk amongst yourselves. And tonight we're going to learn about BEOS, or is it BEOS? Let me just fix this one little tiny thing. There we go. All right. So everybody make sure you say hello. All right. Carly Rios, what's up with the feed? Is it working okay? Somebody let me know it's okay. It looks good to me. And if you see anything buffering, it's probably just an ad I don't have ads turned on, but like I said, YouTube's doing some weird things lately, and an ad will just pop up, but I do not have ads on. All right, okay, thank you, Pat. All righty, so we're going to talk about BEOS, BIOS. Whether you're from the south or the north, we'll talk about that one and see what the answer is. Now, let me tell you a little bit about it, and then we're going to bring someone on to talk about it in depth, and you guys can ask your question. It's going to be released when the legal framework is finished. Okay, Stan mentioned that once before. Stan Larimer, the godfather of BitShares, who's not feeling well today, who's always here. There's something called a rainfall, not rain shower, not raindrop, and I've said it myself. It is rainfall. It's going to be in 7 weeks and 40 days and 40 fortnights. Do you think Stan Larimer was behind that? I think so. So that's 89 days for BEOS and then 80 weeks for RAM, R-A-M. We'll ask about that. What is BEOS? You guys have been asking that. And I'm, of course, reading this because I'm learning about it just like you. Remember, the reason that we do Crypto Connie is to bring it into layman's terms for those of us that are not, you know, that one time, or I don't know if it's just 1%. I don't know how many people are into the crypto world, but the ones that are in it, man, they know their stuff, right? They can take a computer and, you know, tear it apart and put it back together like a Rubik's Cube. But the folks outside of that, like me and you, a lot of blue rockers, a lot of you, not all of you, we're open-minded enough to jump in here and be a part of this and support it. So we put it in layman's terms. That's what Crypto Connie's all about. So BEOS, it's a new privately funded blockchain, a straight clone of EOS, intended to serve as a middle chain between BitShares and the EOS main chain. So that makes sense, right? And as you know, BEOS plus EOS, or BitShares plus EOS, is BEOS. Love the name. Okay, so the goals are token portability and jurisdictional agility. Okay, these are the two goals. We're going to get deeper into that tonight. It does these functions without requiring any modifications or cooperation from either BitShares or EOS communities, neither of which are involved in its development. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. 3 cheers for that, correct? So hip, hip, hooray. BEOS tokens serves the same functions as the EOS token on the EOS main chain, giving holders voting and access privileges to network resources. So we're going to get into that deeper as well. So in order to do that, and everybody's okay? Everybody's cool? Oh my gosh, Stan Larimer is in the house, everybody. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Larimer is in the house. So make sure you say hi to Stan. Everybody make sure you say hi to Stan and also hit that like button. So now you can chat with Stan in there too. All right, so that's all the information about it. Now, I've got a really cool dude I'm about to introduce you to. I'm really excited to meet him. I don't know if it's appropriate to say what everybody calls him, so maybe I won't do that. I won't do that. But his name is Dan Notestein. He's president and CEO of BEOS. Is that right? Did I get that right? Hold on. We're going to bring it. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, I think I wrote that down wrong. So I'm going to bring him in and say, no, I'll go ahead and bring you now just so you can correct me if I screw it up. So this is Dan Notestein. Hey there. Welcome to Blue Rock Talk.
Hi.
Yeah, I was like, I think I wrote that down wrong as I was writing it. I'm already bad at writing. And,
he's no president or CEO of BEOS.
Stan's going, what? Whoa, what? Okay, he's president and CEO of Block Trades, amongst some other things too. So let me, you know, I can tell it, but you know, you can tell it just as bad or just as good, because I got to tell you, it's impressive. Your background is impressive. So you go ahead and tell yours, because I would have written it down wrong. And sorry, Stan. Sorry, Stan. So go ahead, Dan. Tell us where you went to school first of all.
Okay, so my undergrad was Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia, which is pretty close to where Stan lives. And then I got my master's in Texas while I was working there at Texas Instruments. And then I worked
TI.
TI. And then I worked at Burr Brown for a few years. And then after that, I would always plan to start my own company, a software company. So it kind of been all the time I was in the industry is kind of working towards that. And so I had an idea for a product. So me and my partner, we started a software company at that point for digital design because we were electrical engineers by training. And so we moved back to Blacksburg at that point because it's a kind of low cost of living area and it has, a lot of, it's a university town. So there's plenty of programmers we could use for staff. So we basically started going to grad school here while we started the company. And that's how we started our first company. That was quite a ways back. I guess we started the company probably around 92, but officially it's 95, I guess, is when we incorporated it. But we were doing the work for that. And so we did that company for a long time. We still run that. That's a company called Synapticad. And we do a lot of our contracting work through that company. And then I guess around 2013, we've been doing more contract work as well as doing our own products. And one of the contracts we're working on was a company in town called Phoenix Integration. And Dan Larimer was working there at the time. And so we were working on a project with him as part of the consulting project. And in the middle of that project, he had the idea for, I guess, BitShares ultimately. And so he left the company and started that up, and he invited me to join him to work on that project. And that's how I got involved into cryptocurrency. So we worked on the peer-to-peer networking layer for BitShares. That was the first thing we did. And then around 2015, we started BlockTrades, a new company that focuses pretty much on cryptocurrency.
I love it. And I love BlockTrades. It was very nice to meet you, and you told me that. I was like, what? And you heard me. I was like, what? The head guy? you do BlockTrades? Because that's how I cash in my stuff, is BlockTrades. And I got to tell you, people, I mean, I guess there's different ways to do it. I'm on Steemit. So on Steemit, there's a easy way to use BlockTrades and, cash what you need to cash out or trade or do whatever. Now, I'm going to tell you two things about BlockTrades with my experience. First of all, it's a little scary at one point when you put in your info and then you just hit and you wait, right? You don't wait long, but it's still scary. It's still scary. You got to know that. But each time I haven't had a problem. And one time when I did have a problem because I messed something up, I wrote you guys and you fixed it. It was great. I mean, anybody
that's
could
one of the things we try to do is focus on fast response to customer problems. I think that's probably a big differentiator for us from most crypto companies.
Oh, well, I'm glad I don't know the others because it's already scary enough. As
well,
just a
I can tell you an example. I'm waiting on months for now for one.
Oh, really? You are
Yes.
yourself on BlockTrades?
Yes. Well, it's another exchange that I've just got crypto on and I've literally waited months.
Oh my gosh, it's a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
It's your money. It's your crypto.
Yeah, it's not something you want to wait a long time on.
No. Oh my gosh. Well, I was freaking when I sent it to you. And I remember it's funny because Stan always had this bit of advice that when you do something, he's like, well, just send like one bit share first and see how it goes. Test it out. And of course, no, I'm going to do it all. I'm going to be good at this. Why didn't I listen to Stan? But I want to say thank you and 3 cheers to you as well, because BlockTrades is fantastic. So thank you for that. And I noticed that you've added more crypto in there, and I guess that's what you continue to do to trade off.
Yeah, we'll be adding a bunch of new ones soon, actually.
I love it. I love it. I guess will it ever eventually be able to go directly to my bank?
We're working on that. It's not technically difficult. It's all regulations, basically, we've got to do. At least in the U.S., we have to have like a money transmitter license, which isn't necessary in Europe, but it is in the U.S.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate that you're working on that, making it easier. I know you also, by the way, it's very impressive, everybody, Blue Rockers out there. Welcome to Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis. This is Crypto Connie Tuesday. We're talking with Dan Notestein tonight, the president and CEO of BlockTrades, but also working on BEOS. That's what he's going to tell us more about. And Stan Larimer is in the house, not feeling all that well, so he's in the live chat, so you can make sure you say hey to him. Hit that like button, and make sure you sign up for block trades as well. All the information for Dan is down below. Now, it was impressive that Dan started college at 16. Now, did you have a late birthday, or did you skip some classes? Did you skip some grades?
Yeah, I skipped 8th and 12th grade.
8th and 12th.
Yeah.
So you graduate. So the last day of 11th grade, you went, I'm done.
Yeah, basically.
Good for you.
A little scary going to college at 16.
Well, I was one of those people that started school really early. I was actually supposed to skip 2 grades myself, and because of my brothers and sisters where they were, it didn't happen. And so it was a bummer because it was really boring. But I did also have a very late birthday, and because of that, I started very young into school as well, into college. So I get that. But no, it's okay, right? It's okay. Look, you got to start doing what you wanted to do immediately.
Yeah, I was glad to do it. I don't regret it at all, that's for sure.
Okay.
I didn't really tell anybody when I was first in college, though.
You grew a mustache as much as you could, and a beard,
Yeah.
everything, right?
It's not something you really want to talk about.
Hey, look at that little twerp over
Especially
there.
when it comes to dating, you don't want to say you're 16.
We already knew. We played it off. It's a woman thing, we know. Look at that baby over there. He's so cute. Let's go pit. Did you get your cheeks pinched a lot?
No, I don't think anybody really had any idea. I can't say I look particularly old, but everybody looks young at 18.
This is true. Well, tell us about your relationship with BEOS, BIOS. Which one is it, first of all?
Well, I guess BEOS, because BitShares EOS, I suppose, is what it's a contraction of. I mean, really, it's the literal name is BitShares EOS. BEOS is like the symbol, but it's so much easier to say. It seems like it winds up being called BEOS a lot more than BitShares EOS.
Well, no, I get that, but you know what? When I've heard, I just saw a couple clips along the way of some video of Dan Larimer, and he would say EOS.
Okay, so well, it actually makes sense. Why I can see why he would call it EOS, because he's probably saying he's probably trying to imply the OS is operating system, which is probably what it's for. Okay. But we definitely don't want to call it BEOS, particularly because there actually was an operating system called BEOS.
Oh.
I mean, it's not a problem, but it's not competitive or anything. But there was a little operating system called BEOS, I don't know, about 15, 20 years ago.
Okay, well, we'll say BEOS. I got to imprint. Okay, so tell us about what BEOS is and your relationship with BEOS. Okay,
so, well, I got involved with BEOS because of Stan. He contacted me and said he was interested in bringing smart contract technology to BitShares, because when he was talking to companies, they often expressed an interest in being able to do smart contracts. And so, he basically just consulted me, asked me, what would be the best way to bring that kind of capability to BitShares. And there was a bunch of different options as to how to do it. Anyways, after thinking about it a while, we concluded that the best way to do it would be through a side chain, which is what we're doing with BEOS. The difference between the possibilities were, one, we could just basically take the code for smart contracts and put it directly into BitShares, but that had a bunch of disadvantages over just running it as a separate piece of software. And so the big disadvantages were, one, it's going to be a lot more work. And the second one was, if any improvements were made to EOS, for instance, it'd be more difficult to incorporate them than if we kept it as a separate piece of software.
So convenience and ease is always number one, right?
Yeah, I mean, software, that's the name of the game, is to keep it as simple as possible to do what you want to do.
Especially for us, those of us on the outside part too, right? Not just for you guys.
It's the same for the developers too.
That's right. Make it easy.
Whenever you make it complicated, software it's really bad news.
Forget it, right? Well, one of the things that we were talking about with EOS is that, or with BEOS, is one of the goals is token portability. So what I know about that is that it means that all the BitShare and EOS tokens can move between these systems transparently, also increasing the utility of the BitShare Smart Coin Factory and access to EOS smart contract technology. Okay, so a great explanation. I think I even might have it down below. I have so much information down below in the description box for everybody. I couldn't fit it all in, but I want everybody to really know what BEOS is. But can you put that more into layman's terms for us with the token portability and what that's about?
Yeah, so I mean, basically the token portability means a way to move the tokens from one blockchain to another back and forth. And the reason the reason you might want to have token portability is you can do different things on different blockchains. They have different functions. So BitShares has functions for trading. So you can place market orders and those orders can get matched. So basically you can trade with people, and that's one of the big features of BitShares. There's others, but that's the one it was designed for. And it does that very well, and it's very fast, much faster than you can say run on a smart contract platform. Whereas what BEOS offers is smart contracts, which you can't run on BitShares. And so I guess the final thing you got to say is, well, what is a smart contract? A smart contract is a small piece of code that lets someone add some custom functionality to the blockchain that is not built in originally. And so being able to do smart contracts is very useful for companies and for somebody who wants to offer some small little service. It's very difficult to do that in BitShares. You can't do it on the blockchain itself. You have to do it like on something running off that just communicates with the blockchain. Whereas with a smart contract, you can have that code running directly inside the blockchain itself, and that means it can be visible to everybody. It's not hidden, and it's very useful.
So, do you have to, if a new company comes in, do you have to do something individual for them exactly, or is it?
Well, that's the beauty about a smart contracts is if somebody wanted a new functionality in BitShares, they'd have to get everybody in BitShares to agree to add that functionality. Everybody that's running a node, which is it's politically difficult. It happens, and new features get added, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
With smart contracts, anyone can write their own smart contract or pay someone to write a smart contract for them, and add that smart contract capability to the blockchain. So if you want to add some new functionality, just as an individual or as a company, you can do it without having to get everyone else to upgrade their software as part of the process.
Yay! I know that's like got to be the biggest deal.
Yeah, no, people don't like upgrading software, and it's a headache, especially for blockchains.
Well,
I mean, some blockchains take days to upgrade.
True. But just getting everybody to agree, though, right? I mean, my gosh, everybody has oh my gosh, I've just seen it since I've been into it and watching it and listening to it and trying to avoid it.
I mean, that's basically you're familiar with Ethereum. That's really what got Ethereum popular, was its ability to add smart contracts so people could add functionality without having to get that kind of agreement.
Excellent. Okay, good to know. That makes sense. That makes sense because that like skyrocketed. Okay. All right. So does that help in any way with me as an individual?
Well, the more capability it offers to you. I mean, I don't expect the average person to write a smart contract or even to hire somebody to do it.
Never know.
But if you do want to start a company, it's great.
Okay.
If you want to have if you want to have your own token, smart contracts are really useful because you can customize the functionality of your token in a way you can't do generally. I mean, like in BitShares, you can create your own token, and that can be useful, but you can't build in code that does anything special with the token. It's just a token.
Ah, excellent. Excellent to know. Okay. Well, then does it have to... Oh, I guess a coin can...
You trying to figure out what you can do with a coin?
Well, I've got a coin, and I bought it from BitShares. So can I use it on BEOS as well?
You could port the coin to BEOS, and then you could have a smart contract that operated on that coin. So if you wanted to add smart contract capability to your coin, the way you do it is you move it over to BEOS, and then you have a smart contract that you've written over on the BEOS side that can do something with your coin. So, I mean, a simple example is you can have people sign up to receive tokens for watching your show or something, and something like that, and they can enter a transaction with a special keyword that you put on your show, and then they would get a token for it afterwards.
Oh, that's cool. And you can maybe put in tokens to watch, and then at the end, there's going to be like at the end somebody can win
exactly
a bundle of them or something like that. That's cool. I like that. What a great idea. So if I wanted to do something like that, I have to create a smart contract for that, right?
Correct.
Obviously, that's not something I can do myself. So how do I do that? I hire somebody like you?
Yeah, you would hire somebody who's written smart contracts for EOS.
That's interesting. Okay. Wow. I got to write that down. Excellent. Okay, great. I love that. Thank you very much. Got some good ideas there. Okay, so what about jurisdictional agility? Now, this is what I have written down from Stan the Man himself. This is the jurisdictional agility. It's including sovereign skies, nodes in space that we all talk about. In space, our Muppets that we enjoy. They're the key innovation and reason why BEOS will be favored by industrial users, sitting as it does right now at the crossroads between the BTS Smart Token Factory and the EOS universe. Okay, so how does that work for the industrial user, and then how would that work with us as individuals?
So the idea is with the agility capability is basically when you sign your transaction, when you publish a transaction, which is how you do anything on a blockchain, basically you publish a transaction. When you transfer money, that's a publishing a transaction. When you tell a contract you want it to do something, that's a transaction. When you vote, that's a transaction. So normally the way there's basically block producers which are watching the transactions and incorporating them into the blockchain. So it's like they're sequentially processing each transaction. All the transactions get put into the next block. With the agility function, you basically mark what jurisdiction you want the contract, your transaction to be included in the blockchain in. And if the block producer is not in that jurisdiction, it'll just ignore your transaction, and your transaction will just wait longer until it gets to a block producer who's in that jurisdiction. So basically, you're sure that your transaction gets into the blockchain in the jurisdiction you want it to get into. And if there's no one in that jurisdiction, it just doesn't get in.
Okay. And there's going to be a lot of cool things going on with that thing in space. I can't wait. Right?
Yeah, so that's actually not in yet. That's a planned feature.
Oh, okay. I guess they got some cool plans for all that. Okay, so it's not in place yet. All right. So when are we expecting this to happen? When is this supposed to launch? I know we got to wait for all the legal information.
Yeah, technically we're ready to go. I mean, we have everything for the initial launch at this point. In fact, we've actually got testnet software set up now, and I'll send a link that you can share with your listeners.
I got that.
Can look at that.
I got that. That link is down below. So yeah, tell us about that link. What do we do with that link?
Well, it's pretty plain right now because it is a test net, so it wasn't really meant for public consumption originally. But I figure it's good to have some people play. So if anybody wants to just try it out and see what it'll be like, they can basically use it now. It's not the real chain. It's just a test net chain, which means we'll reset it probably periodically every time we make a test or make a change.
Okay.
But they can see how the process works. So what they can do right now is they can download, they can link, well, not download, but they can go to the website link for the BitShares wallet that we have there, which is a slightly modified version of the normal BitShares wallet that allows someone to deposit to what we call a gateway account. And once they deposit to the gateway account, they'll get these tokens on the BEOS testnet, and then they can basically move those tokens around.
Okay, so if you play right now, though, does any of it count or matter?
No, so don't play with large amounts of BitShares, just in case anything goes wrong. Make sure you use very small amounts of BitShares for your play.
Okay, so you're playing and it doesn't count, but it does count with your BitShares.
The BitShares you send. So I mean, you can. I'm not saying you won't get them back, but you might not get them back. So
if not, have you already spent them? You want to, like out to get
they
a steak
might
or
get
something?
Lost somewhere.
Okay.
It would be difficult for us to account for them if we lost the data, so we don't know who to give them back to. So use like 1.1 BitShares, something like that, a couple pennies worth.
No, wink, wink. Use large amounts, and you and I and your wife will all go out and have some steak somewhere in Virginia somewhere.
I've got a lot of BitShares already. I don't need any more.
BitShares, they're great. They're awesome. Okay, so I think you pretty much said this, but just I think it's important to be clear about this because it's you can say it maybe 5 times to us over and over again before it really hits us. So please, so how do we transfer the BitShare token from the BitShare chain to the BEOS chain and then back again?
Okay, so the way it works right now is what we call through a gateway. And there's gateways already on BitShares, so people may be familiar with them if they're on BitShares. OpenLedger has a gateway. Rudex has a gateway. There's several gateways. But in this case, the gateway is between BitShares and BEOS. So basically, they transfer BitShares to a special account on the BitShares blockchain, and that results in them being given a proxy token, which we call PX BTS or proxy BTS, on the BEOS blockchain. And then when they want to get their BitShares back, withdraw them, they just send their proxy BitShares to the account on BEOS, special account on BEOS, and then they get back their BTS. And we've made that simpler so they don't have to know all the names of the accounts. It's just an interface that they use to do it.
Thank you. I need a bell every time I want to just sincerely, genuinely thank you for the easiness that you add along the way. I just need to want to go ting, ding, ding whenever you say it. I'm so bad with this kind of stuff. But, by the way, you made it easy with block trades. So now, you know, that's why you're doing this for sure, too. Okay, how will we know our escrowed BitShares funds are safe while they're sitting on BEOS as proxy BitShare?
So basically, we're holding them on the block trades on a block trade server for safety purposes. So it's as secure as our own funds, which is pretty secure.
Okay, it's scary though. It is. I mean, you heard me read.
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's not your own wallet. It's true. So there's a factor. I guess the biggest safety factor is we have a reputation to maintain, so we're not going to steal somebody's BitShares. And as far as being hacked, I think we're pretty safe on that point. If they're going to hack us, they'd probably go for our funds before they go for the funds in the BitShares.
This is true.
Quite a lot there.
But you know what, though? It's really just people like me on the outside that we don't know. We just don't know where it is, so we think it's lost in cyberspace.
Well, you'll be able to see the account that stores them. So it's public. It's a public account on the BitShares blockchain. So anybody can go look at that account and see how much BitShares are there.
Okay, great. Okay. If you're just now joining us, you're watching Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis. This is Crypto Connie, which means we are talking about cryptocurrencies tonight. With us is Dan Notestein. He is the president and CEO of Block Trades, as well as, what would you say, top developer of BEOS? Is that what you would say?
Lead developer, BEOS? I guess is probably good.
Lead developer? Oh, okay. Yeah, the official. That's cool. And we are learning what BEOS is all about. We have a rainfall coming in the future, and hopefully you've been listening. If not, this will be archived as well, so you can watch it again shortly. So thank you for being here. Subscribe, and keep in mind that those of you that are on all the other platforms, because we're on Facebook, Twitter, VimTV, which is on STEEM, and I think a few others. Make sure if you want to join the live chat amongst everybody else, and I believe Stan Larimer is in there right now, even though he's not feeling all that well. He's active in there. Please come over to Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis on YouTube. That's the live chat that we're chatting amongst ourselves in. And that's where, if you have a question, put it in all caps, and we'll ask Dan. Okay, so Dan, where do we see the software on GitHub? Where can we see that? And explain GitHub.
Okay, so GitHub is an open source repository where basically open source projects keep their code, so anybody can check them out. So there's several different source code repositories we're using right now. One is for the wallet. And for the wallet, we chose, well, there's two wallets. There's the BitShares wallet and there's the BEOS wallet. So the BitShares modifications, I can send a link for where they're at, but there's not really much. It's mostly the BitShares wallet as it is, and we just added an extra page for depositing BitShares, transferring BitShares over to BEOS. Other than that, it's the same code as the normal BitShares wallet. But the link is public, but it's not. I don't think I have a link to it on the page I shared with you down there. I just have the actual hosted version of the wallet that people can use without building it themselves. Because most people don't actually bother to run their own BitShares. They use wallet. They usually just use the web wallet, which is what we've hosted for them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
See, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. What?
What are you talking about? Okay, so the difference is you can either run the software on your local machine, which very few people do. Most people just go to a web page to access their BitShares wallet. Right. So what we've got a web page up where you can access your BitShares wallet through that web page. There's also source code if you do want to run it on your own one. And I think this person's, there's three different source code repositories, so I'm not sure which one they're talking about. They might be talking about the blockchain one. That's probably the one they're talking about.
Yeah, that was, yeah. Okay. Well, Yeah, I'm going to get a little deeper in that too. You sent me some slides, and they are so tiny looking.
Yeah, sorry. It's a lot of text because it's the whole description of the terms of use of the service. So, for legal reasons, that all had to be plugged in there.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we won't even address them right now, even if we need to, unless we totally need to.
Well, it's not terribly. I mean, it's just telling the terms of how the raindrop works, basically.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that soon here. How will the BEOS smart contracts serve BitShares smart coin factory assets?
So basically, the whole purpose of a smart contract is just to do some kind of add some kind of new functionality. So most of that kind of functionality for smart contracts that exist involve manipulating tokens, distributing them to people, allowing people to send them in to get some service, something like that. So basically, with the token portability, you can move your BitShares tokens over to BEOS, and then have those smart contracts operate on them on the BEOS blockchain, and then you can port them back and move them back. So basically, you get the functionality of smart contracts without having to build smart contract technology directly into BitShares itself, and that offers a lot of advantages.
Okay, and what are some of those advantages?
One, there's safety factors. Smart contracts, because they're lightly viewed code, they are inherently less safe. I mean, you put in a lot of safeguards to protect against smart contracts causing problems, but like one problem with the smart contract could be that it could somehow eat up a lot of the resources of the whole blockchain and just take the whole blockchain down temporarily, something like that. And this way, BitShares can still get the benefits of smart contracts, but if smart contracts, eat up a lot of the resources, BitShares is still going to be running fine that whole time.
Okay. Rid of the vampires, silver bullet it, man.
Yeah, I mean, this happened in Ethereum. This isn't just a dream scenario. CryptoKitties basically almost took down Ethereum.
Oh, yeah, man. Crypto. Can you imagine? Can you believe that?
Yeah, a really simple little smart contract.
Still, like, man, why did I come up with that?
Basically, transfers were almost, halted because of it. So
amazing.
That's the downside to smart contracts.
Oh, okay. Well, it just makes, now I look at, okay, we always said, hey, what if we put water in a bottle? No one would buy that, right? Boom. What about those noodles?
I still don't understand that process.
I know. Hey, but I've got some right here. And then, noodles.
My wife drinks them too.
Well, at least it's safe. Well, you think so. And
even in other countries, I do use it.
I know, absolutely, and don't go with the ice cubes. It defeats the purpose. Oh no, bad. You fell.
They slip the ice cubes in sometimes without telling you.
Hey, let's slip that American some ice, right? They're doing it and watching you from afar.
One of the most painful experiences of my life. So.
And where was this?
Mexico.
Of course. And people go, oh, the alcohol will kill it. No.
Well, it would have. I should have been drinking. My wife drank alcohol the whole time, and I don't. So my problem.
That's what people would say. Maybe that did work. See, I wasn't.
No, she swears by it, and she didn't get sick, so she's right.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. And I was going to also say those noodles that go in the pool. That looks like that came about from an old Lucille Ball show where something went awry and they just cut them, and next thing you know, they're like, put them in pools, and everybody's like, these are great. Hello. Why didn't I think of that? Oh my gosh. Because who could have thought of that?
Yeah,
who could have thought
that's a good question.
That would be a big deal?
Bottled water certainly went past me.
Oh,
I laughed when I saw I remember when Perrier first came out, and I was like, what?
Good old Perrier, yummy, yummy, yummy. Get the little bubbles, put some bubbles in the water. I understand. Okay, so anyway, sorry. We digress, but we're coming back. All right, so so rainfall. Now, is that new to everybody? Because everybody's going, raindrop,
I'd say it's probably new.
What is this?
Yeah, so there's been various different ways that tokens get distributed in blockchains. One way is an ICO, but we said early on we didn't want to do an ICO. Another way is what's called an airdrop, which is where tokens get assigned based on your ownership of tokens in another blockchain. In this case, we kind of did a modified form. Instead of just basically taking a snapshot of a blockchain and saying you get tokens based on your ownership of another token, we said it's not even, you basically, if you show interest in the project, you basically deposit your tokens temporarily, and while they're deposited, you earn BEOS. The system will just automatically hand you out BEOS based on how much of the tokens you have deposited. And so people who want to participate, basically, if they have BitShares already, they can just deposit them. If they want to buy BitShares, they can buy them and deposit them in either way. And then they'll basically, it's called a raindrop because it happens every day, and actually every hour. Every hour you get some tokens.
That's hurricane. I like that. I like that. So I guess, well, they could always top it. So let's see what. So the rainfall, again, I have it in here, is going to be. I love it. You can. I mean, Stan had to be a part of this time of.
I'm pretty sure Stan came up with the name rainfall.
But also this 7 weeks and 40 days and 40 fortnights, right? I love it. Yep. Totally Stan the man. Way to go, Stan. Love it, love it, love it. So I guess when that kicks off, we'll do some breaking news to make sure we let everybody know about that. But it talks about that's 89 days for BEOS and 80 weeks for RAM. What is RAM? What does that mean? RAM.
So BEOS is based off EOS code base, and there's two basic tokens inside EOS, and they do different things. So your basic token, BEOS token, gives you access to resources like bandwidth, which basically means you can do transactions, and memory, which is when CPU, and is when you need to run a smart contract and it has to do computations because you're using somebody else's computer. So if you had unlimited CPU power, you could eat up all their CPU and computer, and their computer couldn't do anything else. So the amount of BEOS you have gives you more CPU power and allows you to do more transactions. But there's another factor that you're consuming on someone's computer too, which is RAM. And RAM is a more limited resource than CPU power because once you use up RAM, normally it stays used up. When you run a smart contract, it runs and it finishes. But RAM is used to take account of the fact that you've done something that's got to be permanently stored on the person's computer until you somehow remove it, which normally you often can't do easily. So you get RAM tokens are what allow you to use up that memory, and it was set into a different pool, I think, because it's more a permanent effect on the computer and the blockchain. Okay,
because I've always heard of your computer needs more RAM. Is that like the same thing?
It's very tightly related. Your actual RAM is like your computer's ability to store data in a very fast form. And so this is data that it's stored in the blockchain, and they want to store it in a fast form, so it literally gets stored in the computer's real RAM.
Okay. I love learning like this, so thank you for keeping it elementary. So just a couple of questions over here right now. Those of you just now joining us, please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for being here. You are now an official Blue Rocker, someone in the know, open-minded. Make sure you hit all the other shows that are also here on Blue Rock Talk. Bigfoot Friday, Far Out Thursday, Wasted Wednesdays coming up. All sorts of breaking news and just jumping in on things, as well as Stan's Bible lecture. That's a college-level Bible course on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and he's ready to take you on at any time if you want to argue the points. That's fine. He loves that, and we like that too. We had to set up one time for him to talk to a flat earther, and the flat earther didn't show up, Dan. I was like, man, I was looking forward to that. Let's see here. So in the live chat, if you got a question, please put it in all caps, as you know. So Pat Con Electric says, Dan, what username do you use on social media so we can all find you?
I use a couple different ones, I guess. On Steam, I use Block Trades. I guess Telegram, I use, I think, Dan Notestein. On BitShares Talk forum, I use Dan Notestein. So usually Dan Notestein or Block Trades, one of the two, I guess, typically.
Okay, great.
Try to keep it simple.
Absolutely, please, always. Hey there, Brad Mulder for being here, Mike Crow for being here, Kim Stafflund for being here. All great Blue Rockers, consistent for sure. A nomad soul, absolutely. I've been on Steam for a long time. It's great when people say crypto does not do anything for you. It does not buy anything. Tell me when you can buy a loaf of bread. Well, I can tell you last month, Steam and Steam-backed dollars paid my rent and my bill. So it works. It works. And people say, how did you do that? Well, you trade it off, you cash it in, and it works. And you go on, Steam it, and you do just like you do on Facebook, or just like you would do on any of the other platforms where you put your stuff up there, and your friends or followers or new friends and new followers will upvote you, and you get Steam and Steam back dollars. And then you go through block trades, compliments of Dan here, and then you can trade it off, do whatever you want with it. And that's what I did. I traded it in for Bitcoin, and then went to Coinbase is where I went, and then right into to my bank. So I think I've gone a long way to do that, Dan. I think that's incredible. That's a big step, because there's a lot of people like me on that outer circle, but there's a whole lot more of us on the outside that we need to bring in here.
I know some people with Steam I've tried to convince that they could cash out their Steam for something, and they just
they don't believe it. They don't believe it. Yeah. I wish I would have cashed it out when it was way up, though. There you go, right? But I'm so happy about it. So let me just check some other questions here real quick for you before I ask some more here. Thank you for being with us. We've got Dan Notestein here, President, CEO of Block Trades. He is also lead developer with BEOS, which the rainfall, when it happens, we will do some breaking news and let you know what's going on. He's teaching us how to do it, what it's all about, and we're taking your questions as well in the live chat. So Connie, now how quick do you get to build that back up? To build what back up? Mike Crow, tell us, ask that again. Sometimes with that delay, they ask a question, you're like, well, we're way past that. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Right?
I've had that problem reading through chat channels before.
I know. Oh, it's terrible. So maybe you can fix that one day. Okay, let's go to How's that DCC? Will we be able to buy BEOS after the rainfall too? Good question.
Yeah, so right during the rainfall, you won't be able to buy BEOS. Basically, you can only get it through depositing BitShares. And then after the rainfall's done, basically all the BEOSes will be locked up in a form called staked, which means you can use it for accessing the resources of the BEOS blockchain, but you can't like transfer it to another person. And then at the end of the rainfall period, people can unstake it at that point, and then they can sell it off or buy it or whatever. So that's the point at which trading will be possible. And part of the reason we did that was so that there wouldn't be trading during the rainfall, because people are getting rainfall on an hourly basis, and depending on what people are trying to figure out for their taxes, they might not want to be trying to calculate how much they make every hour over 89 days. So now you don't have to worry about it. There's no way to trade it during those 89 days. So it's effectively has no value until the end of the 89 days when people can start trading and putting a value on it.
Okay, so you tax it only after you trade it?
Well, there has to be a market for them to set up some kind of value for it.
Okay.
And so there's no market possible until the rainfall is ended. So there's no way to set a price on it. Okay. You can't say that there's no fair market value really.
That makes it so much easier, though. You're right. Okay, so you're saying, all right, the question was, can we buy it during the rainfall? No, you can afterwards. However, you said you have to trade in your BitShares for the BEOS.
Well, you don't have to trade it in, but you have to deposit it. So it's like you can always pull it out, but it's like you put it in the bank, and then you can take it out at any time you want. But while you have it in the bank, you get interest. In this case, while you have it in the gateway, you're getting BEOS during that time.
Okay, hold on. So when you say it, so instead of saying it, tell me which one you're saying.
Well, when you deposit BitShares into the BEOS gateway, and you'll get this proxy token on BEOS, and this, depending on how much proxy token you have in your BEOS account, you get that much. You get a certain amount of BEOS.
Okay, so if I put in 1,000 BitShares.
Yep. Then say there's 10,000 BitShares in total. So other people put in another 9,000. So you've got 1,000 in, there's another 9,000. So you've got 10% of all the BitShares tokens that are there. You would get 10% of the rainfall.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So it's all a little collaboration, isn't it, of everybody?
Yeah, it's basically you get a stake in BEOS proportional to the other BitShares and brownie points depositors. So
it helps for everybody to throw it in. Everybody, throw it in.
Yeah, I mean the idea is just to show interest, and you can always take it out if you just don't get rainfall during the time you don't have some in there.
Okay, but if I just say, okay, I'm going to put in 1,000, and that's all I do for the full 89 days, do I continue to get rainfall?
Yeah, you get rainfall the whole time. Yep, until you pull it out, you get rainfall. And if you pull it out, you can always put it back, but just while it's not deposited, you don't get anything.
Okay, why would I ever want to pull it out?
Well, say you, I don't know, need to sell it.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute, what happened? What do I got to pay for now?
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, jeez. Okay, right. Oh,
maybe,
you're right.
Maybe BitShares went up a lot.
Yeah, that's right. Where are we right now? I'm like cheering it on to go to 5. I'm like 5, 5, 5. I remember, if I remember correctly at one point, I think maybe it was 82. I was thinking it was 82. Was that the highest? 82.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, it might have spiked over, but I remember very clearly at 82 because I was pretty happy.
Okay. I didn't know if it went to. Okay, I remember it too, but yeah. Okay, 82. Tell me this, because I don't get it. Now, you guys been in this for a long time. You know how it works. You guys make it work. You make it happen. Why, when BitShares is as freaking cool as it is it not higher than that? Why is it not higher? Is it about to just go boom when people recognize what it is?
I think a lot of it's marketing, honestly. The BitShares marketing wasn't probably the greatest at the beginning, and I think that's always hurt it a lot. And it also used different technology, which, arguably better, but different from Bitcoin. So there was a lot of other cryptocurrencies. I mean, like Ethereum, for instance, used proof of work, which is the same technique Bitcoin did. And so it was more comfortable, I think, to Bitcoin people, which is where most of the initial investment came from.
Okay.
And, it's not something that matters to someone getting into blockchain technology for the first time now. They couldn't care less if it's proof of work or proof of stake. But those initial investors, and they had a lot of money they made from Bitcoin. So I think that had a lot of impact.
Okay. Yeah, that's for sure. What do you think can be changed in the marketing now?
Well, I mean, it's I guess the real thing is for BitShares, I mean, is utility. If the more utility it offers real world benefits, that's what will really bring it, I think really bring up the value. So more trading done in BitShares, more capabilities for the token. So, I mean, hopefully that's what one of the things smart contracts will give is more capabilities for real world business uses for BitShares. And that's to me critical to all blockchains. A lot of blockchain value right now is based on pure speculation of what will be in the future. So if we can start offering real functionality that people can use today for BitShares, I mean, BitShares has some now. I mean, it's really a useful trading platform, there's no doubt about it. And it has some big advantages over the centralized exchanges that exist. But if that increases and then there's other ways to take advantage of it, I think that's the ultimate way to drive value rather than just to market it. I mean, market is important too, but it's certainly in the infancy of any blockchain, marketing dominates over everything else. What you promise people rather than what it actually does. But at the end of the day, long term, the value's got to be in what it does.
Right, and I know that Stan is working hard in that and bringing businesses to the blockchain. I know that here on Crypto Connie, it's about not just putting it in a layman's terms for people that are open-minded to this as well as other things, but to show who's behind it. It's important. Like if you tell me about Bitcoin, I don't know who's behind it. I know it's gigantic, but I don't know who's behind it. And if it wasn't gigantic, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't have even touched it except that I had to trade it in to go to the Bank of America from there. But I like that this platform does show. I think it's important for people to know who and what is behind the coins that they buy and invest in, because that's important. And when they meet Stan, they're like, oh man, and the other people that are behind the BitShares Dynasty. So I appreciate that you're part here. Hopefully one day Larimer, Dan the man will come in. I don't know. I think he might be. Maybe he's just a vision of everybody's imagination too. I haven't seen him yet, but
no, I bet if he exists.
But now having you on as well, I think people are going to go, wow, this guy behind block trades. I've already got people in here going, I love block trades. I love block trades. And it's true. It's solid, and I think in them meeting Stan as well, we missed him so much when he was gone, and also bringing on Jonathan Baihai of Peer Plays. Jonathan, you helped with that platform as well. Is that right? Or the blockchain of it?
Yeah, so he contracted with us to do a lot of the software and the blockchain side for Peer Plays.
Yeah. Okay. So it's basically BitShares blockchain, and then you just did a little tweak here, a little tweak there, kind of thing.
Yeah, we added new functions. We talked about how you can do smart contracts to add functionality. The other way to do it is directly in the code, and we did it directly in the code for PurePlace.
Okay. Have you seen his bunker? Did you get to go to the bunker?
I have never been to the bunker.
Is that not cool though? I did.
It's interesting. I guess I'll have to get out there sometime.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen. All you have to do is here on Blue Rock Talk, just search Jonathan Baha'i. I've had him on like 3 times, I think. And one of the times he takes us through the tour of the bunker.
I knew there was a tour. I haven't watched it, but I did know there was a tour.
Blue Rockers, right? Okay, so get this. Okay, I didn't know, Dan. Okay, I didn't know. But he said at one point he got to a door and he said, and that's where the blockchain is. And I was so excited because I went, all right, let's see it. I want to see what one looks like. I've never seen one.
That's mean.
I've only seen something on Silicon Valley on this TV show, right? That's the only one I've seen. And it was just a whole bunch of them together, right? Guilfoyle, right? Always has that. He's amongst it all. But I didn't.
I love those. Actually, those are great.
Those are excellent. They're the best shows in the world. I always tell Stan, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. But some of these people, man, I can say, oh, that's that person that I know. I kind of watch it unraveling in my head. But when he got to that door and said that's what it was, I just said, oh, great, okay, so we're going to see it. And I said something about, provoking him into going into it. And he just gave me this dirty look. And we were live. And then finally I got it when he said, you don't show those things. I didn't know. Dan, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know it was hidden. Isn't it just a bunch of computers?
I don't know what's hidden. Honestly, what? I don't know what he's talking about.
Really? He was like, you don't show that. You don't show that.
I think he's just teasing you.
No, he gave me the face. Jonathan, if you're out there, he gave me the face.
There's computers that run software.
That's what I thought.
You are totally correct. There's no way that could be anything.
That's what I thought. He let me know. It was like, don't do that. Okay. Well, maybe there was more in there that I didn't know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's had his gold supply in there.
He's got a bunch of little elves down there, little ETs. He's not talking about underground in that bunker doing all the work back there. Making more computers.
Now you got me curious. I'll ask for the blockchain tour when I get there.
Well, make sure you do that, but watch it here on Blue Rock Talk too, and then you'll see the face where I'm like, oh man, I know I just did something wrong. What did I do? So I still was not sure why, but I knew I just needed to go.
Well, I'm just as confused as you are, so.
That was hilarious. Okay, if you're just now tuning in, it's Blue Rock Talk with Connie Willis, Crypto Connie Tuesday. Stan Larimer, the man, the star of the show, not feeling well, not because of his past troubles. Holy cow. When he went off and he joined the League of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and he was, I don't know if you heard that story, Dan, but when he was in his coma, he heard what they believe was one of the machines, beep, beep. He had said, and I'm vague with this, but he said something about he was heading, I guess, like a 20,000 leagues under the sea type ship underwater, and he kept hearing beep,
so he just incorporated it into his dream.
Absolutely.
I've done that with alarms before.
Isn't that great?
You want to keep sleeping, so the easy way your brain keeps you sleeping is it just incorporates whatever's trying to wake you up right into the dream.
Oh, that's exactly right. I got about 6 snoozes anytime I need to get up. And they're all over the house, so I can, I have to get up.
You dream you've woken up, but
oh, that's even worse.
Do that a couple times in a row.
Oh, and I have dogs barking, so it's real like,
That would be hard to slip into a dream.
I know. I've got that one. So, yeah, it's exactly. So, let's go back and ask some questions here. Subscribe while you're here. If you're new, please subscribe and hit that notification bell because we do all sorts of things for Blue Rockers. That's what you are now if you subscribe. Someone in the know. For open-minded people, that's why we have Bigfoot Friday, which is so much fun. It's so much fun. Far Out Thursday as well, just as exciting. Remote viewing, telepathy, all sorts of really interesting topics. Bees making honey, that's really cool too. I can't wait to do that one in the future. It's coming. And Wasted Wednesday is coming soon as well. That is a serious look at the cannabis industry. Starting soon. Just got to check in some other things first. Hang in there. And of course here, Crypto Connie Tuesday. And don't forget, Stan Larimer, who is usually here, is Stan's Bible lecture, 2 p.m. on Sundays. It ain't your daddy's Bible class is what we like to say. It's fun. It's fun. Okay. Let's see. Some people are talking to Stan. Stan is in the live chat. And by the way, once again, Dan Notestein is here with us, President and CEO of Block Trades, which you guys know all about, especially if you're on Steemit. And even if you're not, I always use Block Trades straight from Steemit. But he says that if you sign up for it, then there'll be a history of all your information. And it's free to sign up, correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's
Just
go
an
over
email. That's it.
What's just an email?
Just sign up with your email. That's all you do.
You're not gonna be spamming me or anything, are you? There?
No, we don't. We send you one message to prove you own the email address, but that's about it.
It doesn't take 5 days for that, does it?
No, it's pretty immediate.
Okay, good. You know exactly what I'm talking about with all these things.
Yeah, we try to make all that stuff as easy as possible. So
thank you. I get people to sign up for Steemit, and they're like, "Well, I haven't ever heard anything from." Try it again. It's worth it.
It's a lot easier to buy an account from our site than it is to have somebody sign up that way.
Oh.
You can get your account immediately, and it costs about $1, I think, from our site right now.
Oh, if you go to Block Trades, you can sign up for Steemit for $1, and it's instant?
Yep.
Wow, that's smart. That's smart monetization there. Are you kidding?
Well, so Steemit has to ensure you're a real person and all that kind of thing, because they're giving them out for free, and otherwise, lots of people will just grab them. Well, one guy might grab 100 accounts or 1,000 accounts even. That's happened. So they have to do all that. But since we're charging a fee, even if it's pretty nominal, we can give it out right away without checking anything. We know you sent us $1 or so. So here's your account.
What if I say I'm sending over 1,000? Here's all
then
my
you
names.
Can have 1,000 accounts.
Oh.
If you want to pay $1,000, you can get them.
They want to smack you on that one. Okay. So if you want to ask a question, put it in all caps. Mike Crow, okay, I don't know. All I know, sometimes people talk loudly in there. So you guys, just want you to know questions right now in all caps, So let me go back. Okay, very cool. Okay. So is BEOS this is Mike Crow. So is BEOS like the local bank then? I mean, as far as how it works, or is there more to BEOS?
I guess he's talking about in terms of the raindrop process or rainfall process.
Well, it's interesting because Stan answered that right away. Stan's having a ball in there.
Okay,
he's like, this is great. He says
it's probably easier for him to do that.
I know. Good for you, Stan. It says BEOS is smart contracts for all BitShares tokens. So see, I'll end up doing a show like this, Dan, and then I look and everybody's just having a good old time in the live chat. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, hey, Connie, how's it going? Don't interrupt us, Connie." It's fun. I'm glad. This is what it's all about. It's all about the live chat and a community growing together. And I love
decentralized communication.
There you go. There you go. Let's see what else is in here that Stan hasn't already answered. Oh, our brownie pointing is the brownie points, is that included?
Yeah, so basically brownie points and BitShares are like on equal footing for the rainfall.
Okay. And only people with brownie points, that was like a long time ago, correct? It's not
well,
like
yeah, I mean, people have bought them since they're tradable, so people do buy and sell them, but they were originally handed out a number of years ago.
Okay, and that was
just like BitShares aren't normally handed out that much either, right? People mostly trade them, so same. Some people do sell them. There's markets for brownie points.
Isn't that kind of a neat little special thing, though, that maybe you should hold on to and one day it might be kind of cool or not?
Well, that's why they're kind of not sold very often, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right. Ooh. If you'd like to support Blue Rock Talk, you can do it in crypto and brownie points. That's cool. I got to remember to add that down there. I'll have to look for a brownie point along the way. That'd be neat to have. Was that something that Dan Larimer did?
Yeah, Dan. So you can anybody can create a token on BitShares, right? It's not that expensive. So Dan created one called Brownie Points and basically just handed them out to people who would contribute to the development and marketing and whatever of BitShares.
That's really cool.
It's kind of just like a personal thanks for working on BitShares.
That's really cool. And that's a big long word too. I know you want to try to keep it as small as you possibly can.
Brownie points, yeah.
Brownie points. Ooh.
It's literally Brownie's PTS.
Oh, okay. Well, he cut it a little bit there. We'll see. We asked that one, so we asked that. Oh, did we? So down the road, you'll be able to buy, sell BEOS on BitShares Exchange and all EOS exchanges.
I don't know about EOS exchanges, but certainly on BitShares exchanges, I think there's no reason any exchange can't handle them. So it should be relatively easy for any exchange that's handling EOS now to also support BEOS.
Okay. A lot of blue rockers out there are saying hello to you.
Hello?
There you go. Yeah. Now you got to do the blue rocker sign.
Oh, how does that work?
Okay, now that's Spock, right? Yeah. Okay. This is so blue rocker.
Inverse Spock.
Absolutely, with a tilt. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
And you could do it. Stan does this thing where he like goes across. I can't do it. He does like crazy stuff.
Okay, talks or something.
Yeah, it's like a freaking Muppet going. He's got a little show going on. He says he does it for the grandkids, and so
shadow puppets maybe.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh, that would be a great show one day. Stan, let's do that sometime with shadow puppets, and then it talks about BEOS and BitShares or something like that. That'd be great. And then Dan can come in with another hand. Hey, wait a minute. This is what I say. That is perfect. And we'll see if people can recognize the hand shadow.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll be easy.
Maybe. We can toss one fake one in and nobody would know, right? We can have fun with it that way. Steely, let's see, Stan is on there chatting away. So Steely Dan, what do you believe the largest opportunities BEOS will provide for business or blockchain tech?
It's a good question. I think having a token with specialized functionality is pretty useful to a lot of businesses for different purposes. I mean, you can think of loyalty tokens and things like that are certainly probably an obvious area where businesses could take advantage of it. I mean, those kind of tokens, I mean, we have similar kind of tokens, not only in blockchains, but just, in the analog world, I guess, today. So turning that stuff into a lot of that stuff into computerized form, it's easily manipulatable and you can do things with it. I think that's a big usage for it.
Do you think one day when you're talking about marketing and the whole plan of attack of what Stan's up to with cryptonomics, building up the blockchain with companies and businesses, you think ever one day, like, I think this would be so smart for like a McDonald's chain, some sort of food chain, if they jumped on board and then they started taking these tokens, wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, is that?
Oh, I mean, I think it's going to happen. There's no doubt in my mind that ultimately we'll have tokenized payments for all kinds of services. I mean, it's just too obvious. I think really that it's the way to go. That
first one is going to the PR is just going to be like exploding from that first chain that does that. I mean, these little mom and pops that do it right now with Bitcoin, it's not like they're getting a ton of PR or anything like that. But if a chain jumps on, and then hopefully the chain jumps on here, man, that right there, it would all explode. Why would they not even just do this and go, let's do this? Is it just that far away legally?
I don't think it's even a legal issue so much. I think it's just, I really can't answer for McDonald's, for instance, but I'm sure there's companies that are doing it now, even if they're smaller companies, but one of them is going to hit big, right? So probably I expect it'll be a small company that hits big that really has success with tokens.
Well, having a big giant chain like McDonald's or 11 Herbs and Spices, get some KFC on there or some Popeyes or anything like that. Those that, that would not only be gigantic across the board, but it's a name everybody knows and trusts. They go in with that, and it's everywhere. It's all over. So that's why I'm looking at some of those, whether you're a health freak or not. But I'm looking at it like that. You can have your Big Mac attack, and it can be a BEOS attack at the same time, or something like that too, right? Yo, come on, chains, let's make this happen. That would be great. It really hits everybody at that point. That would be a big deal, man. I don't know. I'm just an outsider looking in, but I think that would be wonderful.
Well, I mean, I think that's definitely the dream for crypto, is to get mainstream acceptance and purchasing and things like that. And I mean, Bitcoin had a lot of features that really made it a little difficult, but the newer blockchains, they're faster, so I think that's pretty reasonable nowadays that we'll see something like that before too long.
I hope so. Okay, you're just now joining us. We're just going to take a few more questions and thank Dan. But hold on here, Dan. We'll get a couple more questions for you here. People are saying hello to you and that they love block trades. So we can take our BitShares into your BEOS first, and then we will be rained on?
Yeah, that's basically correct.
Mike and Stan are having their own conversation. Okay, let's see. Okay, I need to. Okay, let me get rid of somebody in here that's being a jerk here. Let me remove that person. Okay, they are now removed. Thank you, guys. I think they're removed. Hide user. There we go. Saying really terrible things. We don't need that on here. You know, can you do something about that? Getting rid of these people, these trolls, these haters, these nasty point of, you know, all that kind of stuff that goes on. Can you do that yet?
Nope, I'm not really in that side of the business.
Oh, okay. So new businesses. This is how, I may have already asked this. How would I continue? Okay. Yeah. How's that DCC? So new businesses will be on BEOS probably. Why would I continue to hold BitShares if BEOS does it all? That was a good question. One of my questions too.
Okay, so I actually made a post that probably answered that question in great depth, but I'll give a quick summary right now.
And I have that link down below for people too. So go ahead, please do that. That'd be great. Yeah,
so basically smart contracts, because of the technology they use, do run slower than hard-coded functionality. So BitShares for trading, the code there is going to run a lot faster than a smart contract equivalent exchange will run. So if you, in exchanges, when you're doing trading, it's very important to be able to handle a lot of trades and do it quickly. And so I don't think we're going to see a smart contract trading platform that meets the performance of BitShares for quite a while. And, you know, maybe never, because the volume is always going to, even as computers get faster, the amount of trading will probably also increase. So I think it's not likely we're going to have very fast smart contract based exchanges anytime soon.
Here I am. Give you that little dead space there. So Josh, there's a Josh Ramporty, or Ramportal. It's far away from me, everybody. I'm doing my best. Okay, talking about accumulating some BitShares right now. Now's a good time to accumulate it for sure. Connie, you should talk cryptos next time you're on Coast to Coast. I have done that before, and in fact, I had Stan on several times. That was great, and I had Jonathan Bahai as well. And also CloudCoin with Sean Worthington. We had him on as well. George Norrie does like cryptos. I know that he's interested in it, and we're still supposed to talk at one point about him a little bit. Okay, when can I buy EOS on block trades? That was something I wanted to know too. I guess you got to wait till it launches, but will that be pretty quickly?
Is he asking for EOS or BEOS?
BEOS.
Okay, BEOS.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought he might.
That
be
was my question.
EOS.
Yeah, they're asking about EOS. Yeah, but I want to know about the BEOS as well. I'm sure that's going to happen right after. But yeah, EOS, yes.
So EOS will offer before too long. We're spinning that up now, but I don't think we're going to be offering inside the U.S.
What? Whoa! Wait a minute. Get close. Bring your head up to the camera.
Okay.
There we go. What's going on? What do you mean? What?
We're pretty careful about the tokens we're offering on block trades, just because I live in the U.S. and even though block trades is an overseas country, we're super careful about regulations and what tokens we offer, which basically means we typically don't offer any of the tokens that that have a sort of centralized development team that raise money through ICOs. So that's why
EOS.
we don't offer a lot of the tokens we don't have there. It's because of that.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's EOS. Okay. I mean, what is he, miles away from you, Dan?
No, he's
Where is
pretty
he?
close by.
Is he? Dan.
5 or 10 miles probably.
Okay, all right. Dude, we want access to this wonderful stuff that your dad is so proud of you to have. Darn, that was exactly what he was asking. You were right. So what about the BEOS, though? That'll be quick and easy, right, on block
so
trades?
BEOS we're not doing an ICO for. It's just they're just going to be handed out, so there's no issue really there.
Okay. All right.
So basically we'll be able to offer that as soon as the rainfall finishes.
Okay. Okay, so Josh asked, will Dan Larimer's idea of a privacy currency be implemented on BEOS?
I can't really say. I mean, I'm not really the guy who determines what functionality gets added to BEOS, and frankly, no one is in the end, because it's with smart contracts, anybody can add functionality. So anybody can add code to the core if they want. It's open source, and if they convince witnesses, then that code can get in. And if they want to write a smart contract, then they don't even have to convince witnesses. So what functionality gets added, it's really up to BEOS users. Ultimately, they vote on, you know, what kind of things they want, and then if it's a smart contract, not even that.
That accent comes out every now and then. You let it slide.
I've been told it happens more when I'm talking to another Southerner, so I should warn you.
Yeah, I know, and I'm trying to hold back on mine as much as I can. You're trying to do the same. So they were asking about how BEOS will help Quintric.
Again, that's really up to Quintric as far as what they want to do with it. I do think they have plans for it, but I haven't really talked to them per se.
What about WHALESHARES? Can I even? Do you know what do you know about WHALESHARES? By the way, just as a quick question
I'm pretty
myself.
familiar with it. I mean, I've got a bunch of WHALESHARES. So.
Can we cash them in yet? So. Does anybody?
I have not tried to cash them out, so I do not know that process.
I mean, I
think they are liquid. I suppose they're probably tradable. As far as I know, they're tradable on BitShares. I think Rudix was supposed to support them, so I think you can sell them as Rudix WHALESHARES.
Okay.
Last time I checked.
Were you a part of Open Ledger? Did you help with that too?
Yeah. So we operated their initial gateways for them. So basically, I guess we had the technical side for a long time, and eventually we handed it off to them. But we were basically on a contract basis. We did manage their gateways for the first couple of years. Okay.
Now I remember, this is just me hearing it along the way, that they were really good at one point. Now they're not so good.
Probably after we left.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna. Yeah, it's like, is it the same time you left?
You remember I mentioned that we kind of focused on really fast customer service, so that kept people really happy. I think that probably fell apart some after we left.
Okay. Now I'm learning everything. You know, getting the answers to some of the stuff I hear. How about that dark? Okay, I better read some of these before I just read them out loud. How about that dark overlord group posting its 9/11 leaks on STEEM blockchain? No matter how many social accounts they've banned from it, it is always viewable on the immutable and uncensorable blockchain.
Yeah, that's pretty much true. Is there a question there?
Are they talking? No, but I guess, yeah, comments are allowed to.
Okay.
Is that when somebody was getting a whole bunch of money at one point because they kept upvoting them, and they were upvoting themselves or something?
There's just a hacker group, and I guess they hacked some data from some insurance companies or somebody. And anyways, they're promising to release it if they're paid some money in Bitcoin. Or conversely, I guess they're saying if the insurance company pays them Bitcoin, they won't release it. So basically, they're just, offering to release or not release some data they stole. But they posted a post about it on Steam. And that's all there really is to that on Steam.
Okay. So you know all the stories here. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that one's floating around Steam. It's hard to miss.
I know. Yeah, when I get in there, man, I feel so behind with everything. I'm like just trying.
It's hard to keep up with all that's going on. That's for sure.
It's so fast. So, okay, is BEOS hiring? I guess I'm going to let Stan answer those in there. He's having a good old time in there. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the show. Make sure you hit that like button. Thank those of you that are also reminding people to hit that like button. Thanks so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And those of you that are here, enjoy us on Bigfoot Fridays and Far Out Thursdays and Stan's Bible Lecture, all the other shows along the way. I'm going to show you how close I was using a tool that I have in getting the last lottery on New Year's Eve. I did pick 3 numbers like that, and that was like $425 million. Boy, would have helped out BEOS and the BitShares Dynasty for sure if that would have happened. 3 numbers get you nothing. But you know what? You're that much closer. So anyway, let me see if I have any more questions for you here real quick. I guess not. I guess we just wait now for all the legal stuff to happen because you're ready technically. So will you join us some more times here on Blue Rock Talk?
I suppose I can.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, I'd appreciate that. Don't hesitate or anything like that. It's funny.
I don't do a lot of interviews, that's for sure.
Oh, you did great. You did fantastic. I appreciate it.
Probably the first I've done in quite a long time, maybe 10 years.
Like learning you. It was funny. I told him we were going to do this, and then he said, I said it's video. And he was like, oh, you had to get a camera for this.
Yeah.
You haven't.
Mostly I do audio. I use Skype a lot. I mean, that's the way I communicate with a lot of people internationally, but I don't have video on any of my desktops. So
I threw a new one at you. Didn't I?
Actually, I do this when I'm on a trip. This is the only time I pull this laptop. I carry this with me then I talk to my family this way. But
good. Hopefully we'll use you in the future for some other things too, and help us to learn this technical stuff. So, do you have anything else that you'd like to add that we didn't discuss?
No, I think we covered it all. That's pretty much it.
Any last questions? I'm just going to look here really quickly. Stan's still going at it. He's working it. Stan's working it. I love it. Stan, good job. Thank you so much. All right. Well, again, those of you that are new here, I hope that you tune in and become a Blue Rocker. Stick around for a while. I think we do have a new Blue Rocker here with Dan Notestein. You and I will wink at that one because we know what we're talking about. We'll know what we're talking about. Stan might get it by now too. I just want to show a few things before you take off here. I want Blue Rockers to know out.
All locked up. Sure. Maybe. I have so much social media to monitor now. It just boggles the mind. And it's not like I'm a social media person. I barely even use my Facebook account. Okay, I'm there then. Did I get it right? Okay. Okay.